Hello and welcome to the channel. This is Conrad, and today I'm going to give you a brief description as to why you should not fear starting your own backyard garden. And as you can see behind me, that's my small backyard garden in which I've planted vegetables. And if you are able to identify those vegetables, those are kales. There's some amaranthus there, and there is some maize there. So if you have not yet subscribed to the channel, give a subscription. If you find the information useful, give a like and also give a comment for further areas for content creation and also areas for improvement. So why should you not fear to start your own backyard garden? A backyard garden is a suitable option for you if you're a regular consumer of vegetables and fruits, of which case you can grow all those within the small spaces within your backyard, so that you don't have to be buying everything from the market. You can be buying the things which you can't grow in the backyard, but everything else that you can manage to grow in the backyard, consider starting a small backyard garden and grow them there. So it's a simple tactic to do a backyard garden, whereby you just need a small space behind your house, and within that small space there is a lot you can do. You can grow a variety of vegetables, you can grow a variety of fruits, you can also grow a variety of tubers if the space allows you to do so. So in this my backyard, I have kales there, I have some amaranthus, I have some maize or corn, as you may be calling it in some cases, and also we have some plastic containers behind me in which I had planted some coriander some time back, but after harvesting I've not yet planted others, but there's a plan to plant more coriander. And then in other spaces within the backyard still, you can see along the fence there are some other plants, and those are your favorite cucumbers, grown actually in small space, specifically in water bottle containers. All those you can easily grow within your backyard, so that you are able to obtain your own grown cucumbers instead of having to rely on the market, to buy from the market. On the side also, just behind me, you can see another row of containers in which there are chili plants planted there. Then on another space there, you can see some Chinese cabbage. Although those Chinese cabbage, they have been affected by a certain disease which I'm not very sure which one it is, but it generally looks like a fungal infection on those plants. And you can see the amount of space that the plants have taken is quite small. And then just beside the Chinese cabbage, there's another space or another lot, actually two lots there, in which we had planted those were radish and were later harvested for our own consumption. And then just behind or just beside that section or that plot where we had planted radish, there's another section there where we had actually planted some more Chinese cabbage, which was later harvested and consumed within our homestead. Then there is a place there where we had planted some more cucumbers, but all of them have been harvested so far. So that just needs to be planted again, so that we have more supply of those plants. So here, all these containers you can see, they are for planting coriander, and that coriander is quite plenty. If you get coriander from all those containers, it's quite plenty and it can sustain us for a good number of days. So any small space you can find within your backyard, you can actually potentially plant some crops there, especially the fruits and vegetables, so that you don't be relying all the time on the market for your supply. And then on another side there, you can see some more containers, some with kales, and specifically those kales there in that container were just for making the seedlings, in the sense propagating seedlings, which will later be transplanted to this section behind me here. And all those plants of kales that you're seeing there were basically initially propagated within containers, and after which I transplanted them to this area. So you can imagine within that small space you are able to grow a lot of vegetables, and if you prefer to also propagate some fruits within your backyard, there is always an option for you. Either you can plant them directly in the soil, or you could prefer also using containers to propagate your plants within your backyard spaces, and that will give you a good supply of fruits and vegetables, or any other tuber that you can manage to propagate within your backyard areas as shown here in this video. So don't fear to start a small backyard garden, because of the fact that starting is usually the hardest task, but once you start, then be sure that your efforts will be sustained, especially if your plants do well within your backyard. But if they don't do well in the first attempt, don't be discouraged. You can always try again. If they don't do well the second time, you can always try again. So keep trying again until you actually succeed. But it is always a good advice that you consult with those who have done it before, or those who have some experience with doing some backyard gardening, so that they give you some of the tips and tricks to help you succeed in your efforts in doing some backyard gardening. So as you've seen from this video and other previous videos within the channel, you don't need so much space to start a small backyard garden. Just a small amount of space within your backyard, and if you can subdivide those spaces into several lots, then that will be beneficial, so that on each lot you allocate a specific plant, and those plants are there but they should be the plants which are your favorite plants. And if you have experience in some of the plants, then better, because your results will usually be motivating, since your experience will play a very critical role in enabling you plant some of your favorite crops within your backyard garden. Once you start, then remember to give a comment and tell me how your plants are faring within your backyard. And remember, don't procrastinate. Please start. Yes, you can do it. Everyone who has a backyard garden started from scratch. Either they got inspiration from others, they consulted others, or they read books or watched videos just like you're doing now, so that they get hints on how to do it better for prosperity of their backyard garden. So consider starting a backyard garden any time that you consider suitable, but the most appropriate thing to do is to start. Even if you don't have experience, start. You'll grow with experience. You'll grow with time. Experience comes with continuous practice. So don't fear. Please start a small backyard garden within the small spaces in your backyard. Consider subscribing to the channel if you have not yet done so. Give a like, and also comment for areas of further content creation, and also areas for improvement. And also don't forget to give a comment indicating how you are faring on once you start your backyard garden in your backyard spaces. Thank you.